I will do today what others won't, so I can do tomorrow what others can't. There's no substitution for the grind and the grit that comes from that. Whether it's you're staying late, you're getting something done, you're learning this concept, you're doing that. The true grind and grit are pieces that we always see in successful people. My name is Brian Roers, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Roers Companies. So a lot of it begins, back with my upbringing. I was born and raised in Marshall, Minnesota, farming, ag community. My parents had us involved in the two businesses from day one. The worst job we always joked about, we used to power wash pig barns. You're spraying 140-degree water at 2,400 PSI, and it's impossible to not come out there covered in head to toe. We did everything that they did. I always remember when I was at my parents' lawn care one day, my mom brought me in because the accountant was coming in today. And so he had asked, did we buy any new equipment and what had we done? And I said, yeah, I remember, Mom, we bought the new truck this year. And he said, well, does it weigh 10,700 pounds? And I told him, I said, can you wait here for a minute? I'm gonna run out there, I'm gonna load it so it weighs 10,700 pounds. And he looked at me that day and he's like, you'll make a great accountant. As I was coming into my college decision, I'd done pretty well in school, so I had a lot of great options. You would be surprised, but I found a way through networking opportunities that would benefit me, through being closer to the cities, through the friends I would achieve, through this great alumni network I'd always heard about. But when I quantified all those things, St. John's was actually cheaper than any public school out there. And I was so focused on the campus and the opportunities, I kind of missed the fact that the boys and the girls were on two different campuses. And so when I showed up at college, I was kind of like, what the heck? I did not pay attention to that. What I always fast forward to is I turned out, I think that is the most critical thing, and why we all have the relationships we have are because of the way St. John's and St. Ben's are set up. My wife is from St. Ben's, and so it worked out in the end. I don't know of another place where you can get the Benedictine values, which are just so woven into the community at St. John's. The one that I'll never forget that I take away every day is the value of community. Being at St. John's, you knew almost everybody on campus. The community that created up there, it's such a thing that it just protrudes out into the world, has been a huge, profound impact on my life. So growing up around large vehicles, I had a full CDL, I drove semi, I drove truck and pup, we drove farm vehicles, tractors, everything. So I was really comfortable with big vehicles. So when they came out with job postings up at college, I noticed this one that was driving the Link bus. On Friday night, I would drive the bus, super responsible, hauling everybody to and from. I would egg them on, I would, get them to sing songs. You've Lost That Love and Feeling is still a favorite up there. And then on Saturday night, of course, I'd go out with my friends, and it was amazing how popular you were. I'd get right to the front of the keg line all the time, anywhere I went. In fact, years after college, I would still have people come up to me and saying like, are you that guy that drove the Link? And so I never imagined just a simple college job would give me such popularity and notoriety. You lost that love and feeling. When I graduated, I ended up going to KPMG, one of the big four accounting firms downtown Minneapolis. And so what a culture shock. Kid from Marshall lands downtown Minneapolis, riding the bus in the 43rd story of the Wells Fargo Tower. And so that's how I started my career, and I absolutely loved it. I moved in with my brother, Kent, in his basement, of course. He charged me rent, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. But my wheels on my car were not even cold from showing up after graduation. And Kent was already out there saying, let's buy some real estate. Let's go here, let's do that, let's buy. Every time we would do a real estate thing on the side, and we'd be sitting with a buddy or one of our adults or mentors, we'd say, hey, we're doing this on the side. And they always said, if you ever want money, if I can ever invest in you, I just don't know how to get started. And so that was the day Kent's like, hey, Brian, what if we do this? Let's just do it. Let's start a real estate firm, and we'll bring in other people as our investors. We started Roers Companies. The intention was, we wanted to get big enough, quick enough so we could get scale. We thought if we brought in other partners, we could get scale faster and get to a real commercial spot. We try to stay very focused. We're housing based. We've been doing it since 2001. We do 3 to 5 story suburban apartment builds. Adding on to about 5 years ago, we discovered affordable housing. And so it's really where we're able to really make an impact. It takes an enormous amount of capital to get into affordable housing. Anybody will attest to it's not a for-profit venture early on. Over the long term, it will do well. We're literally building communities all over the country, and we really take that very seriously. We've created over 15,000 homes across the US. We're very proud of that fact. Years ago, one time I asked a mentor of mine, what really defines success out there? And, we joked about it. And he said, there's a lot of people out there that work hard. That's a big part of it. There's dairy farmers, where I say they're the hardest working. There's people out there that are very smart, a lot of PhDs, a lot of college degrees. But the true difference in success is those that take risk. We are all afraid of failure. Everybody has a huge fear of failure, but it's recognizing that fear of failure and still riding right into that storm. And we couldn't be more excited about what's going on for Roers Companies in the real estate industry as a whole. We really had to define in the last 2 years who we are, what we're doing, and where we're going. And as we look forward, we just can't be more excited about what's happening here. I really think the most important characteristics of an entrepreneur are to truly, truly work hard. Number 2, to do things right. You got to do things the right way. Third is probably knowing yourself, just knowing who you are, how you operate, how you can succeed in this spot. True entrepreneurs really have to bet on themselves. And that's tested out there, right? Like, people really get confused between confidence and arrogance, and you're always kind of riding this line between, are you betting on yourself and what are you doing? But if you do that, you will always be more successful.